How
Yeah.
does Texas Target Communities interact with local community partners?
So we work with small communities across Texas and we help them with a variety of different needs. Because we've had a strong tradition of working with landscape architecture and urban planning, we've done a lot of plans, a lot of designs. We're now a university-wide program and we have a partnership with the School of Architecture as well as the President's Office. So we are working across the university, and so we also help communities with different things if they have public health issues, if they need additional assistance in engineering services and support. We try to be a matchmaker and really listen to the things that they're saying, not just from city staff, but community members, the different communities within the community, and pairing those needs with the learning objectives within the classes on campus.
Welcome back to FutureBuilt. On behalf of the Texas A&M School of Architecture, I'm Ben Wiggins, and I am here with Jaimie Masterson, the Director of Texas Target Communities. Jaimie, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It is our pleasure and my pleasure. We appreciate you being here. Check out the School of Architecture and all of our programs at arch.tamu.edu, and make sure to stick around until the end to find out how you can enter to win an iPad. Jaimie, let's talk a little bit about you, a little bit of your story and how you got involved with the School of Architecture.
Sure, yeah. So I am Director of Texas Target Communities. I actually started as a student here. So actually I'm a second generation of the School of Architecture, so I'm quite literally a child of the school.
Do you have to double whoop when that happens?
I think so. Yeah. So I got my Bachelor of Landscape Architecture and I came back to school to get my Master of Urban Planning. And in that process, I actually was a student of the Texas Target, what it was called at the time was Texas Target Cities, and got to participate in some of the projects there, and then became the first full-time staff person in 2013, and I've just been a part of it ever since, and it's been an incredible journey, and I'd love to share more with you today about what we're up to.
But please do. How does Texas Target Communities interact with local community partners?
So we work with small communities across Texas and we help them with a variety of different needs. Because we've had a strong tradition of working with landscape architecture and urban planning, we've done a lot of plans, a lot of designs. We're now a university-wide program and we have a partnership with the School of Architecture as well as the President's Office. So we are working across the university, and so we also help communities with different things if they have public health issues, if they need additional assistance in engineering services and support. We try to be a matchmaker and really listen to the things that they're saying, not just from city staff, but community members, the different communities within the community, and pairing those needs with the learning objectives within the classes on campus.
Nolanville is one of the community partners that has been helped through this initiative. Can you tell us a little bit more about that project?
Absolutely. So Nolanville, we began working with them in 2015. We did a comprehensive plan with 4 different classes on campus. Basically, that looks at transportation needs, housing needs, different community facilities that might be needed for the community. They went through a visioning process as well. They basically implemented a lot of the strategies within the plan. Mm-hmm. They redid their main street. It's far more walkable than it was before. There's trees. There's also a new park in place with a Boys and Girls Club and facility, a splash pad. There was a neighborhood that was very neglected, and they identified they needed additional drainage facilities, and so that's been implemented. And so many of the things came from the community, from the input in our different community meetings, and then the students really then were able to visualize it, document it, get it on paper in an action-oriented way so that they could take that in their city council meetings and make sure it actually got done. And so that was so exciting to see that happen. It was so successful that they came back in 2019 and they recognized, like, we've done everything. We've gotten $3 million in grant funding to do this work, and we want more. So we came back. At the same time, we were also talking talking to Dr. Wei Lee, he recently began a smart city initiative called Endeavor. And, he was really thinking about smart city solutions and autonomous vehicles and how we can incorporate new technologies into cities. And we said, we've got this rural community that's 5,000 people in population. Do you think it's even possible for us to engage them? They're excited. They want to do more. They're thinking innovatively. And he said, okay, let's try it. So that class, and there was a series of classes for the Endeavor project. It was very interdisciplinary. We had landscape architecture, urban planning, computer science, civil engineering and electrical engineering, and also visualization. Students from across those disciplines having a shared class and classroom setting, and coming up with project ideas to really push this small town in a sort of smart city direction. And what essentially came of it was a lot of amazing projects. One that actually made the news and has gotten some media attention, called Endeavor Ride. It's the first free taxi service and telemedicine service that they are providing for veterans and others that are in need across the region. Essentially, it's using autonomous vehicle technology as well as telemedicine technology to support those who can't get to healthcare facilities. So it's been a huge impact for that community and for the students and for the faculty, everyone involved.
That's incredible. How do you replicate a success like this? Like, is there any particular piece of it that you feel like this part of it we can package and we can take to a bunch of different places, or is it always just a question of listening and learning?
Well, I think the most successful approach to this is listening and learning, being in the community, being very intentional, listening to all the different perspectives. It doesn't work if we're just hearing one voice. So and when we have all the different people at the table together, new things arise that they hadn't thought of before, or multiple wins. Like, we need a park, but we also need to address our drainage issues. Let's do that in the same place. And guess what? There's also state funding to do that. And so we can package a lot of these things, but I think our strength in a university is really taking the time, listening, hearing, and making sure it makes sense for our local people.
Are you interested in developing your leadership skills? Click the link in the description, enter your info, and you'll receive Smarter Than AI, the 3 core skills to level up as a leader of character. How can students get involved and make the most of these programs?
Well, students get involved by being in their classes.
Oh.
It's an amazing thing. They'll show up and it'll be a class project. But also we participate on research projects. So students can be a part of that as grad assistants or researchers. We also have internship opportunities with Texas Target Communities, and we're always looking for students passionate in community engagement and are ready to kind of roll their sleeves up and get in communities. And we also have a scholarship program that we're just now launching called the Cooper Scholars, which is a namesake for our former director, Dr. John Cooper. And so students, we're currently raising funds for that. We're almost there, and students can begin taking advantage of that. So we're very excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, I would imagine so. If a community wanted to partner with the program, how would they go about engaging?
They call us.
Okay.
We get a lot of cold calls, a lot of emails, and we don't really have to advertise. It's been really, I heard about y'all from this other community. Is there some room in the schedule? But we do now have, the last several years, we have an annual call for community participation. So in January, we put out sort of a mass email, and then our networks kind of push those as well. And that's really when we're seeking, okay, what are your needs? And when we have that list of communities and list of needs, then we start working with our faculty and our relationships here on campus and other experts, and we try to match those. So even if you're not sure if you're a community and you're like, I don't know, just reach out to us. It's better just to have a phone call and conversation. Folks can just go to the Texas Target Communities website, which is obviously a part of Texas A&M, and you can learn more about our program, and also we have contact information there and email address as well.
Perfect. You mentioned earlier that some communities may have some hesitation and say, ooh, I don't know if we really fit the bill, and that it's better for them to ask, and you never know when it might be a fit. But my question following on that was, is there a sign that it probably is a good fit in terms of like if our community has this, or if we're suffering from that, what are those things that you are definitely looking to engage with?
Well, we look for communities that are ready. That's what we say. And what we mean by that is that they are willing to pull together a diverse group of community members. They have different stakeholders that can come to the table, and that we can really lean on them for gathering those voices, understanding the different needs within the community. So not every community is quite there yet, and that's okay. And there's other great programs here on campus that can help them with those leadership skills, so we can also point them there. But the other things that we're looking for in terms of projects that are always a great fit are master plans, comprehensive plans, landscape architecture design projects. Architecture has great faculty as well, and they're doing more and more projects with our program and with small communities. And I would say any sort of data collection, or if you're looking for some sort of analysis or a report or a study, we have been finding that is also across the university and public health and other areas, very successful and an easy win for communities that just are needing data and needing information to help them with their next step.
Love that. And I hear that you recently won an award.
We did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We're so excited. Texas A&M University, we applied for on behalf of the university, but A&M is winning the Community Engagement Award from the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities. So it is a huge honor. It is very, very competitive. This is the first time the university has won this award. And so, it's all based on the work, the passion of the faculty, the innovation and energy from the students. All of that coalesces together with the community's knowledge, and it really makes for powerful impacts across communities. So we're just honored to be recognized. We know we're great, but we are honored to be recognized.
Sure, that's lovely. For students, are there any programs set up so that students can receive scholarships or internship opportunities through this program?
Yeah, so students can participate in our program through an internship opportunities. We typically have about 6 to 10 students at a time in our intern program. And so we're looking for students who are really passionate in working in local government, working in community engagement, and who are just ready to kind of roll up their sleeves and go and work with communities. Additionally, we have a new scholarship program called the Cooper Scholars, which is a namesake for our former director, John Cooper. So we're really excited to have that opportunity for students as well.
How is this program different from other service learning programs?
Yeah, I think our program is so focused on the community. We are community centered, and that is the drive, is what can we do in support of the community. So how can we listen better? How can we serve better? How can we produce better projects or better strategies or recommendations? And because we're community focused, it shifts everything. Then the students become community focused. They're less concerned about their grade. They're more concerned about, this is actually going to matter in this small town, in this place. And our faculty also shift their perspective. And we're all just focused, the community itself as well. And there's something kind of can be magical about, us all. We're all in it together to figure out how we can move the ball. We're not going to solve every problem, and I don't want us to come across like we're a charity or anything like that. But we are. I don't know. I've had so many wonderful experiences in communities, physically holding hands with community members as they are, expressing thanks for the work. Seeing the actual built products on the ground that the students envisioned. Going back to Nolanville, one of the student project ideas was called the Wonder Pass, and it was so silly. But it was this whole design about an underpass that nobody felt safe going through and crossing. And the students totally transformed it into something that was actually an asset and something that was positive and exciting. And it's actually, the design is there. So you can go to Nolanville and see the lights and the landscaping and the sculptures and the structures. And it's those kinds of magical things. And I know there's other universities that are doing this kind of work. And I don't want to say that it's just us, but I think as long as we keep the North Star focus on the communities and what we can do collectively, then I think that's what really makes us unique.
Surely there must be some numbers associated with all of this. Do you know what any of those are?
Of course, we're 30 years old, but we've been collecting our data for the last 10 years. So in the last 10 years, we've been able to work with 150 faculty and experts on campus, 2,000 students, and that's been in more than 100 classes. That's been with 50 communities. And with those 50 communities, like I said, we're very community focused. So we've had over 250 community meetings. So we're very busy. But all of that it actually equates to 500,000 student working hours, which we can also say that that's roughly $12 million that we're giving back to Texas communities. So huge impact that our students are making.
Yeah, huge impact. Thank you for your contribution to Texas communities. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's really fascinating. And it seems to embody a Texas A&M core value. I mean, selfless service is one of the things that we put on the wall all over the university. Does that play to the conversations that you're having?
Absolutely. We are founded as a land grant university, and so we're not just about holding on to the knowledge. We're about applying it and figuring out how to solve real problems and working with real communities on the ground. So I think this is a program that really embodies that.
Talk to us briefly about your partnership with the Texas A&M Foundation.
Yeah, we're also, because this is our 30th anniversary, we wanted to sort of recognize the wonderful work that's come in the past and provide more opportunities for our future. So Texas A&M Foundation is developing a new fund for us called the Good Neighbor Fund. And so if there's a former student or a passionate community member that sees, I'd like to give or donate to another community that's in need of services, that's what this fund is for. And that will help support travel expenses, supplies, as well as these internship opportunities and scholarship opportunities that we have in the program.
Love that. Love that. Be sure to follow the school at TAMU Arch School on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads. On behalf of the Texas A&M School of Architecture, I'm Ben Wiggins, and this is FutureBuilt.